Hello gorgeous, how are you doing? Apparently I'm already live. My notification told me I was live before I'd even pressed the live button, so that's surprise! Right then, let's see what is going on right here, because otherwise it's just a video of me staring into the camera with not an awful lot happening. And also, hey Stacey, how are you doing? And also, mysteriously, my software decided now is the best time to do an update, right before I start a live show, because, you know, of course, that's the best time to do it. Alex Quayle in the house, Jules Journey to Health, look at you. How are you doing? Good to see you guys. I'm just going to open this in another window so that I get a better view of what's going on. There may well be some noisy feedback as I rush to mute myself. There we go. I am now muted. So, what is going on? How are you? What a week! What a week! I don't know. I don't know how many of you guys watch PewDiePie, but hey, Super Pink, how you doing? But his this whole bandage is coming off. This whole Twitch thought thing. I had no idea. Hi, Lauren. How are you? This whole Twitch thought thing, I had no idea what that was until I had to Google it, and apparently it's a thing. Apparently it's a Twitch streamer who uses excessive, well, I think in most cases girls, but I mean I suppose guys could do it too, who use excessive femininity in order to, you know, get views and things. And Felix called somebody a Twitch thought because he was testing out this eye tracking tool. And, you know, so that all kicked off. And then Philly D covered it on his channel, and then PewDiePie covered it again. And here's the thing, and this has happened to me. There are companies out there who set up to, I know, right? I am falling apart. There are companies out there who set up to, they do this thing where they aggressively look for copyrighted content. And then they'll apply monetization, they'll apply a strike against you to try to claim monetization. And it's a real pain in the ass because often you're using a piece of video or you're doing a reaction video, and so you're entitled to use fair rights. And they will try to claim that like a 2-second snippet that you've used is, according to fair rights, according to their claim, they can claim monetization for the entire video. You could have a 15-minute video and they're claiming that 2 seconds of it is, you know, there's anyway. So there seems to be a growing thing on YouTube at the moment where we're getting people claiming copyright for things and hoping that you won't fight back. And people are making quite a lot of money off, you know, unfair use or aggressively chasing copyright when fair rights apply. So this is something I'm going to cover in a separate video coming up. Which again may be giving too many clues away about my new channel, but so that's yeah, so that's a thing. So that is absolutely a thing. Okay, let's see what is going on in the chat. Look at this, so many comments. Oh, Stacey, no, that sucks. Good, I'm glad you're upbeat. I've been doing healing, Stacey. I'm still bandaged everywhere. Although my blood has stopped falling out, and that's always a good thing. So I'm hoping I can get back to the gym soon because it's killing me. I'm just sitting on the settee and I feel like I'm getting fatter and fatter just sitting on the settee. I'm dying to move. So I'm on my treadmill a little bit and I'm walking a bit. But I just want to get back to lifting weights because, oh my God, I'm going insane. So Lauren, yeah, I saw. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you. Please join in. This is, so every Sunday I do like a live show. So, and it's going to be, I'm launching a new channel very soon, in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, I'm launching a new channel, but I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. If my channel is ready before the official go live, I'm going to do a sneak preview on next week's live show. Now, this is not confirmed, and this is only for mainly the people who come into the live streams regularly, and you know who you are and you know why. So it's going to be like a little sneak preview of the new channel, because I really think, especially if you're in part of the sort of the Illuminati, it's really going to be a channel, you know, that you guys are going to like. So that's happening. So yeah, but thanks for joining, Lauren. Really appreciate it. And yes, world's craziest trucking pickle. I don't know what that name even means. I am indeed live. Good job, Jules. awesome. I've lost 2. Although I feel if that's cheating because I'm kind of, because I've had surgery, I'm losing weight quite a lot at the moment. And I lost an awful lot of weight during the surgery because, you know, surgery, right? But yeah, it's good. Weight loss is good right now. And yeah, well, like I say, it's a British Cook is in the house. By the way, if you like cooking, and you especially if you like Coronation Chicken, go and check out British Cook's channel. It's amazing, and his Coronation Chicken recipe, I made it earlier, and it's so easy to make. Seriously, I would set fire to breakfast cereal just by adding milk. I'm so bad at cooking, but even I could make this Coronation Chicken. His recipe is really good. Go and have some in your drink. No Man's Sky, is it any good? Alex, I haven't, I quite like No Man's Sky, but I haven't played it since the last big expansion, and I feel like I need to go back to it and like start over, because I think it's a very different experience now if you start from scratch. So I'm going to do that. Healing's going well. Yeah, I've had a couple of awkward experiences this week where all my blood has fallen out. Not all my blood, that would leave me dead. I don't have that much blood. But lots of blood. So gross alert incoming. This arm here has had quite a lot of swelling. It had a hematoma after the surgery. It happens. And all that blood had to come out, which it did. All over my bed, all over the bathroom, all over my friend's house. Lots of blood came out. And it's really messy and sticky and really unpleasant. But I think my blood has stopped coming out of it now. So that's good. Hooray! Hooray for not having all my blood falling out. Hey JLo. Oh right then. So I need to get on to the whole leaving YouTube. Now then, it's a little bit of clickbait, I'll be honest. But it is true. I'm not leaving YouTube, but lots of people are. Now, I want to talk about this. I really want to talk about this. And what I've decided to do, so on my Facebook channel, for a long time now, I've been putting links up to my YouTube videos and to, you know, on Facebook, links to the latest show. But Facebook is hiding them. Now, it's not, it really downranks posts. And now, usually, if I put a post up, and I put some really stupid stuff up on Facebook, I'll get 20, 30 likes, comments, you know, stuff going on. And it's often just the sort of, you know, the inane stuff I put up. I'll put a comment up about a YouTube video with a graphic and a link and it's all really good. Nothing. Dead. And then when I look through an anonymous account or one of my test accounts, it doesn't even show up. It's not even there. So Facebook is, it's actively not pushing Facebook, YouTube links. And if you've got a YouTube channel, you've seen, or if you just watch YouTube, you've seen how many massive creators and small creators alike are really unhappy with YouTube right now. And if you don't have a YouTube channel, the problem is this. YouTube, for seemingly arbitrary decisions, like the change of weather or something, can demonetize your channel or ban your channel completely, and they won't tell you why. And so a lot of people are feeling really anxious that they don't trust YouTube anymore. It seems as if they can yank your channel because a bot, the algorithm, can decide your channel is against the terms and conditions and will pull your channel. And if you make money from YouTube, that could mean you could literally have your income wiped out overnight. So a lot of people right now are trying hard to get onto something else. They're leaving YouTube, basically. Or at least they want to. And we're in a position where we have Facebook and Amazon who are throwing money at certain creators to get them to create exclusive content for their new video channels which are up and coming. I've just been given access to Facebook for Media, which is basically, it's Facebook's YouTube clone. It allows monetized content, it allows you to promote videos in the same way that YouTube does. It's basically Facebook's version of YouTube. And I've tested a couple of in-Facebook links on my own wall, and they got tons of traffic. So not only are Facebook downranking YouTube links, they're also boosting links to their own Facebook for Media content. Well, that's a big deal. So something that I'm working on now is I'm going through my entire back catalogue of videos. I'm having them re-edited with Facebook graphics on them. and I'm going to start uploading them natively to Facebook. So as well as having the YouTube channel, I'm no longer going to promote my YouTube channel on Facebook as much. All my descriptions will have cross-pollination links, so my YouTube videos will have Facebook links, my Facebook videos will have YouTube links. However, I'm not going to post links to YouTube on Facebook, and I'm not going to post links to Facebook on YouTube. And I'm just going to create a separate edit for Facebook. And honestly, just think about this now. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but just think about this. If you had a chance to go back 10 years and start a YouTube channel right at the beginning when it was going to become the next big thing, how big would your channel be today? So I'm kind of taking a bit of a, it's easy at the point of editing a video. It's really easy to make a second edit with a Facebook tuned end slate, to instead of saying like, comment, share, subscribe, to make it, like, comment, favorite, join, or whatever, to add Facebook, specifics in the titles. Change some of the branding to make it more Facebooky. Boom. Simple, simple, simple. And just do a separate end render. And rather than putting a link to your YouTube channel, just upload that to your Facebook group, which is essentially going to become the same thing once Facebook for Media lands. So that's what I'm doing. So there we go. Okay, let's go back into chat here and see what is going on. I think you're right. I think most people don't pursue it, and I think you should. If you've used a reaction clip, and I'm not saying if you're using music in the background for your channel and it's not copyright free, that is not fair use. But if you're making a reaction video and you're adding your own value to that piece of content, that is absolutely fair use, and you cannot, or you should be able to appeal a strike against that. Let's see. Oh wow, so many comments. Gosh. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you so much. It's growing. The channel is coming. We're still, still got some time to go, but it's growing, and I'm having such a good time with this channel. Honestly, I love it. It's becoming a thing. It's absolutely becoming a thing. I'm just going to keep doing this, and hopefully I can make it something that I do full time. If I can make a living from YouTube, it's all I want to do. And I find actual work, it's great, my business it's a good business, but I'm passionate about YouTube in a way that I never have been about anything else. And I like my job. I've got a good job, my business is good, but man, I love YouTube. But I'm so warm and thirsty. Okay, what else is going on here? Yes, a really good recipe. Well, I'm not ill. Deb. We can catch up. I mean, it's just I'm covered in bandages and my blood keeps falling out, but I think that's stopped now. So, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with YouTube. I mean, my gut feeling is YouTube will sort their crap out. But in the meantime, that leaves a huge chink in their armour for somebody else to come and fill. And there's a lot of people on Facebook. You've got an audience right there, so, a no ban option. Cool, good idea. We have Patreon. I haven't got a Patreon link. My new channel has a Patreon link. This channel does not. But I think I might put Patreon on here as well. I feel well, at the moment I'm doing okay financially, so I'd rather kind of everyone keep their money, or at least I feel kind of guilty asking for money from people, just because I don't know. My reasoning sounds really crass, so I don't even want to go there at the moment. Lizzie Dean, hi, how are you? Good to see you. Oh gosh, all my favourites are coming in right here. This is such an amazing stream. Thank you, guys. Really? Robbie Meesday, you've just uploaded. So are you going to do this, Robbie? Are you going to become a creator? Are you going to start doing your own channel? Honestly, it's crazy addictive. I look back at my first videos. Oh, they're so bad. As an aside, I'm being sidetracked here. If you haven't seen my very first video, it's such a bad video. But next month I'm going to VidCon, and I've requested the exact same room in the hotel that I shot that video from. So I'm going to reshoot the same video. I'm even going to go and get some chocolate covered bacon and some makeup to do. I can't wait to VidCon. I wish, oh man, I can't wait to VidCon. It's going to be so good. Yeah, I think, so Patreon, I think that's going to happen. Yeah, Tracy, so I'm not leaving YouTube, but I'm just going to be doing Facebook alongside. But lots of people are talking about leaving YouTube. And I feel really guilty now because I think that was a clickbaity title. But you know, a bit of clickbait, right? It's just marketing. Sorry. So yeah, Robbie, so tell us more about your channel. Are you going to do a YouTube channel? Are you actually going to start, you know, becoming a creator? It's super addictive. Ask anybody in the chat right now who has their own channel, which I think is about half of the people here right now. And honestly, it is so addictive. Although here's a question I have. Why are there 19 people watching but only 8 likes? Yeah? Yeah? Who's missing that like button? Yeah. Let's see. No, Rachel, I'm not leaving YouTube. Just to clarify, I'm not linking to YouTube from any other social media anymore. But a lot of people, there's one big creator. It may actually be a secret, who is being financially incentivized to no longer create YouTube content and is leaving YouTube, which is crazy. And that's going on. And he's going on to Amazon actually. So. Amazon haven't even announced they haven't even, you know, put anything out there in the press yet. It's like a really bad secret that Amazon are creating their own YouTube channel. Although they've already got Prime, right? So they've already got the infrastructure in place. Spooner Studios, yay! Good timing. Yes, you are here, and it is live right now. Well done. La la la. Why? So what's holding you back, Lauren? What's your video going to be about? What are you going to write your video about? Because my advice on starting a YouTube channel is just start a YouTube channel. Watch a lot of creator advice channels. Watch Nick Nimmin, watch Brian G. Look for people who are doing, you know, how-to videos on how to YouTube. But, you know, seriously, YouTube is exploding. It is absolutely blowing up. There are more people watching it now than there ever have been before. And while it's also true that there are more creators than there ever have been before, a lot of people who create, which pull the stats down, are really not very good. And I don't mean this in a bad way, but they aren't prepared to put any effort into doing a good show, to putting the effort in to write a good script, to add, you know, what's the value that they're adding to anybody's, you know, why is anybody going to watch? So while there are, you know, millions of people creating content on YouTube, the ones who are, the ones you really want to measure yourself against as a success story are the ones who are prepared to put the effort in, and those are the ones that see some success. So yeah, just get started. Just absolutely get started. Dun dun dun. Oh, so many comments. I'm trying to catch up. Let's make this to live chat instead. Ah, there we go. I need to think we need some more admins. I've only got one. Oh, have you heard about Beanie Draws? Sad news, by the way. Poor guy. He's had a bit of bad luck, a bit of bad news lately. Yeah, so get started, Lauren. Just create your first show. Just get it out there. And join the groups that we're all in. There's a load of us here. We're all in the same. Oh, look at all those likes! Oh my God! Thank you. Doubled the likes in like a second. That's awesome. What's the? Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Video creating. Honestly, it's awesome. It's so addictive. And the first show you do is garbage. Okay, it really is. And then it just gets better and better and better, and you learn how to do things, and it becomes amazing. So, honestly, cool, Stacey. I'm going to check that out straight after this. Oh, look at all these comments. I can't keep up. This is so cool. Well, go and play in the rain then. That sounds like fun. So Jules, don't go deep with the script. Have an idea what you're going to do and just bullet point it. Whenever I've tried to record a script for my show, it comes across really badly. It comes across stilted and forced. I sound like I'm reading like a Jackanory episode or something, you know. But if you bullet point it, you'll notice on some of the edits, I'll actually have the script in my hand, So here's, and I'm going to do another video on this. Again, I'm giving too much away right now. But I'll have the script in my hand. You'll see it in some of the shows I do. And basically it just has bullet points. And I have 5 key sections. The cold open, if I'm doing one, which is literally in the first few seconds, tell people what the video is going to be about. Then I'm going to set out the story. So I'm going to do a little bit deeper on the intro as to why I'm doing this video about this thing. Then I'll give an explanation about the thing or the story. Then I'll sum that up, and if it's a review, I'll say if it was good or bad or what have you, or I'll wrap up, you know, I'll close the story down. Then I'll do the final call to action, which is, you know, the like, subscribe, comment, and all the end bits. So I've always got those 5 points in every video. But I just bullet point each section. And so basically I'll look at the script, I'll think what I'm going to say, then look script down, look at the camera and present it. But I ad-lib the bullet point. I'll embellish what that's about. And that seems to work. It just keeps that flow of the video working quite nicely. And also, top tip, creators, if you hold a nice piece of crisp white paper in your hand, instant white balance, just saying. So you build in your white balance card into the, you know, into the creation process. So that really, really helps. La 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 la. Yeah, I will. I'm going to check that out. Savage Scientist in the house. How are you doing? Yeah, you know what? I've stopped swearing. I've stopped swearing on my videos because I've just had a couple of AdSense accounts activated on my business channel, and yeah, for monetization you just can't swear. You just get an instant demonetization. So I've got to be nice. No more potty mouth. It's really sad because I swear a lot and it's so hard to stop swearing. Okay, right then. Leg fat. Leg fat, I believe, was a title in the video. We've covered Twitch Thots. I love that phrase. Leaving YouTube, we've covered that. So, leg fat. On July the 5th, I am having my leg fat removed. Hooray! So I'm sort of working down. I've done face, I've done neck. Next, I've done abdomen, then arms. Leg fat is next. Now there is one thing which I meant to have in Estonia, which I didn't have, which is the fat here. This chubby fat here. Now the plan was, as you may recall from other videos, that was going to be, I know, right? So it is, it's like a swear jar on steroids. That is a big incentive to not do the swearing. So I was supposed to have had the upper body fat removed as well. But because they had like 1.5 stone of fat removed from my abdomen, they just ran out of time. Now I'm fine with that, that's fine. However, this is possibly going to work in my favour because I have all this time I've been planning on having butt implants, okay? And in July I was thinking of having my, well, I've booked in to have my leg fat, my inner thigh revised so my legs are nice and, you know, firm. And also, as a secondary procedure, do this as well, because this is actually a very simple procedure here. This is just lipo and a bit of skin removal, but it doesn't move very much. The healing process is fast. It's a very simple procedure. But I've been looking into having a Brazilian butt lift instead of butt implants, and I was wrong. I thought that being bariatric, as I've had bariatric surgery, it would be a better bet for me to have implants because they're more stable and I'm less prone to, you know, them changing around with, you know, weight gain and weight loss. And also because I want to do competitive bodybuilding, my bum will basically go away when I strip down for competition, which is bad. However, because of the bodybuilding process for a start, which would be putting in a lot of work on my glutes anyway, that would be replaced with muscle. So that's not actually going to be an issue. And also, my weight is actually stabilized. It's just going down slowly now. Another stone and I'll be at my target weight, and I'll get a big chunk of that done with the next procedure. So I'm actually thinking of, rather than having the arm, the sides done with the leg surgery, I may just leave it there and then use that fat for the Brazilian butt lift. Not have implants, just use fat transferring. And also a bit of lipo everywhere else where it's needed. So I think that's the way I'm going to go, which means I'm now only 2 procedures away from my body being finished. Ah! How exciting is that? So I was 3 and now I'm 2. So there we go. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm now thinking legs in July and then Brazilian in late August, September, something like that, maybe. What do we think? That's what I'm thinking. So I'm putting that out there. I'm putting that out there. Oh boy, that was a lot of words in 30 minutes. Also, because the new channel is coming really soon, you know, I've been struggling for a while to give a topic for this channel. Yay, Lauren! I don't know why you're happy, but yay! So you know we were talking about topics for this channel. Well, what I think I'm going to do is on my live stream, I think I'm going to make my live stream part of the new channel, but I'll also cover little bits of lifestyle in this too. Because you know, if you watch Nick Nimin's channel, you know he covers his main topic is, you know, in his channel, but he also does some lifestyle stuff too. So I think that'll be a better fit. So this live channel that you're watching now, this will switch over to the same time slot, but from my new channel. But I'll also be dropping some lifestyle stuff in. So that's, you know. Yeah, Steph has had a fantastic Brazilian butt lift. And honestly, seeing Steph's results have really made me rethink. Her results are fantastic. And that's really made me rethink that the Brazilian could be the way to go. The thing is, though, Steph has got a much smaller frame than me. I'm nearly 6 foot tall. I'm a lot bigger than Steph, and Steph isn't post-bariatric, which I am. And so it's a little. I thought I don't. So I was like, it's not really a like-for-like situation. But I've spoken to her surgeon actually. I've spoken to 7 different surgeons. And the 2 that I was going to speak to about regarding a butt lift, regarding butt implants, also said the same thing, that they understand why I want to go for augmentation, but they think that I wouldn't be unhappy with results from a Brazilian, especially as I'm really in control of my weight now. So I'm leaning far more towards a Brazilian, I'll be honest with you. And yeah, Steph has had amazing results. I've actually reached out to Steph to see if she wants to do a collab, because we're both going to be at VidCon together. But I don't think it's going to happen. But you never know. You never know. That'd be amazing. Life goals. So, bariatric. So, Stacey, I don't know if you know. So I used to be 34 stone. I've lost 18 stone, basically. I've lost more weight than I currently weigh. I've lost a huge amount of weight, and part of that is due to hello little buns. Well, honestly, Steph is one of the main reasons that I started my channel. I'd kind of given up on doing a YouTube channel because I really hated the way I looked. I hated everything about myself, to be honest with you, a couple of years ago. But Steph, her early transition videos, oh man, they were so encouraging, and she's so young as well. So yeah, she was Steph's channel was a huge influencer in me starting my channel. Absolutely huge. Possibly the biggest influence on my channel, I'll be honest. Yeah, tons of respect for Steph. So yeah, I'm bariatric. So it means I've had bariatric surgery to help me lose weight. I had a mini gastric bypass last January. And I've lost 260 pounds, I think, or 270 pounds. I can't remember. I've lost track of how many pounds I've lost. But I've lost more than I now weigh. So I used to weigh roughly the same as 4 adults. So I was huge, 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 huge. And so because of that, I was concerned that my weight wouldn't really stabilise. And the thing with bariatric surgery, people don't really realise this, but it doesn't cure your bad food habits. It's kind of, Katie Lake, how are you doing? Cool. Yeah, let me give you a little story. A little story about bariatric surgery, okay? Now, the reason I got to be the weight I was is basically because I kept eating all the pizzas and pies. I had a terrible relationship with food. I basically overate at every opportunity. And you go into this really bizarre cycle of happy-sad. So eating food releases positive endorphins. Yay! So eating makes you feel good. And then you stop eating, and then you realize you've just eaten 3,000 calories, and then you feel bad, and the cycle goes down, and you feel so unhappy, and then you get a little bit peckish, and think, oh, eating makes me happy, and so you eat more again, and it's just super, super unhealthy. There's all kinds of psychology behind it. And I basically lost the same, like 3 or 4 stone 10 times. I had a gastric band, which just made me pissed off all the time, swear jar. It didn't work at all for me, and I was in a really bad place. And every year I was going to Disney World and having, loving Disney World, but not able to ride everything because I was just too fat to fit on the rides, And I was just in a really unhappy place, and I didn't know how to fix it. And then an amazing, really close friend of mine, she had, and actually she came with me for my gastric band, and I think that encouraged her to look into surgery. Because she was, she was overweight, she had some weight to lose. But then she went for a gastric bypass. And holy crap, her results were incredible. The weight just, boom, went away. And it really helped her with solving the bariatric problem that she had. So we were in America together a couple of years ago. And I was in a really bad place because every year I told myself, next year I'll be slim, next year I'll be slim. And one of the reasons I started my channel, as well as Steph's influence, was I wanted to be accountable to an audience, so I put all my weight loss stuff out there. And actually it helped. I lost 6 stone just through you, just through being accountable to an audience. But I still had those problems where I wasn't losing the weight. Peace stuff, fair enough. But I wasn't losing the weight as quickly as I wanted, and I still had that really bad problem with food, and I was just in a really bad place. So seeing my friend have bariatric surgery and having such amazing results all at once made me realize that I have to change what I'm doing. I have to make a dramatic change here to my approach to weight loss. And so I got home from America, and I literally started shortlisting surgeons for looking for either a sleeve or a gastric bypass. And during that process, I discovered a surgeon in Belgium who does a fairly new procedure called a mini gastric bypass. Now, when I first heard about a mini gastric bypass, that sounded like a light option, and I was like, no, I don't want a light option, I want the real deal. It turns out a mini gastric bypass is the latest, it's like the gold standard in bariatric procedures, because it basically gives you all the benefits of a gastric bypass and all the benefits of a sleeve. However, it only has a fraction of the side effects, and it's also reversible and tunable. So unlike things like a duodenal shunt or a sleeve or a RNY bypass, which are not reversible and can't be changed once they're done, a mini bypass gives you all of those benefits, and it's tunable after you've had the procedure, a bit like a gastric band, and it's fully reversible. Oh my God, just take my money. The results for most people on it are phenomenal. So they contacted me actually. They saw that I was I was on realself.com and looking for surgeons and looking for feedback. They contacted me, I looked into it, had the procedure in January, and I lost the first 2 stone in a week after having the procedure. I mean, I was off to a good start. And then I basically lost, a 1.5 stone a month for the first 6 months, and then 1 stone a month for the next couple of months, and then 0.5 stone a month for the rest of the year. And then this year I've lost about 3 pounds, 4 pounds, a month, down to where I'm losing 1 pound or 2 a week now, and I'm only 1 stone away from my target. It's amazing. So in terms of getting the weight off, a mini gastric bypass is incredible. There is a big but with this though, and this is the point. I feel like Ronnie Corbett here. Eventually I'm getting back to the point I was trying to make. It doesn't actually cure you of your addiction with food. And also there are some things which When I say there are no side effects, there are side effects, but you have to be stupid to trigger them. I've triggered them a lot because I'm really stupid when it comes to food. Hence what I was saying about it not curing your problems. Now here's a problem. Because it's made your stomach smaller, food, rather than sitting in your stomach and feeling full for longer, will get through your system quickly. So you kind of find you need to graze on food throughout the day rather than having big meals that you might be used to. The other side effect is because your intestine has been shortened, if you have things like fat and sugar going through your stomach quickly and hitting your large intestine quickly, you get a thing called dumping syndrome, which is basically your large intestine isn't very good at processing fat and sugar. That's the job of your small intestine, and a big chunk of your small intestine has just been bypassed, hence the bypass part of gastric bypass, okay? Okay, you with me so far? So, a tub of ice cream, can you tell where I'm going with it? A tub of ice cream is a very appealing prospect. A tub of Ben & Jerry's Caramel Chew Chew, oh boy, that is like catnip to my cats. I'm like, give me a spoon and get in my face. In fact, a spoon is optional. I'm just going to trough this bad boy, okay? So, I found myself in possession of half a litre of Ben & Jerry's Caramel Chew Chew, which very quickly became about a quarter of a Ben & Jerry's Caramel Chew Chew because the rest was in my face. Then it was in my belly, and then in short order was in my large intestine. And then I was curled up on the bathroom floor, leaking from both ends, crying to Jeebus on the big white porcelain prayer mat. Yeah, I mean, I was not in a good place. Everything hurt. My life was just, kill me now. This is the worst feeling of my life. I can't be sick. I want to have toilet time. This is awful. Okay. So bear in mind, this is what, you know, a large portion of sugary, fatty ice cream does to you. Okay. So you're with me so far. And I think we can all agree that eating a large amount of ice cream after bariatric surgery is a really, I want to swear here, insert your own expletive, bad idea. Okay. Right, so a few minutes later, because it passes fairly quickly, I start to feel better, and I head out of the bathroom. The perspiration has left my face and I'm feeling human again. And I spot a, you know, mostly consumed tub of Ben & Jerry's in the kitchen. And my first thoughts, oh, ice cream. So there you go. So my point is, bariatric surgery helps you get the weight off fast. It does not cure your problem with food. You are still just as stupid with food as you were before. Doesn't solve the willpower problem. It still makes you want to, you know, pour ice cream into your face. It just makes you really ill if you do. So yeah, so that's my little story time. I know I've told this story before, and I'm sorry if I've just bored you with my ice cream story, but there is my ice cream story. Yeah, honestly, here's the thing, Jules. Okay, here's the thing, and this is a really hilarious part. I use the word hilarious here loosely because there's very little funny about this, and unless I'm guessing it might have been very funny to watch. But you eat the ice cream starts sending sick signals to your brain. The ice cream is long gone. The ice cream has caught that plane and left the harbour. Okay, it's gone. However, your stomach is still telling your brain, evacuate, evacuate, emergency, eject this. So you're trying to be sick. But you've got a tiny little stomach now, and there's nothing in there anyway. So you're dry heaving, and then you're also trying to have diarrhea. Sorry if that's graphic, but that's the only... I can't... Yeah. Yeah, ice cream. Lots of ice cream after gastric bypass is really, really bad. Hi, Paul. Thanks for joining. How are you doing? Okay, so that's my story of mini gastric bypass. It teaches it honestly. It'll make you its bitch if you don't. If you want to eat all the food, but if you do, it'll punch you in the teeth. It's really yeah. So there you go, aversion therapy, right? So in other news, this is something I really want to share, and this is kind of going to be in an upcoming video because I've covered it in the why I had stomach removal surgery. But this is a really weird thing. Now, if you've watched my getting a tummy tuck video, you will see where the surgeon has drawn all over me with his crayons, and I look like I've got some sort of Aboriginal tattooing or something on. So anyway, you can see on the video where he's drawn these lines really far apart on my belly. Okay. Well, it turns out that that 8-inch strip of belly is what he cut off, and then diced out basically all the fat and the stuff in between, and then slooped that right down. Okay. I've also got another funny story, which I don't know if I can mention here, but I probably will because I love you guys. You're amazing. So okay. Now here's the weirdest thing. It just messes with my brain. Like, if I do this, okay, and this is the scar in my belly, okay. Have I shown you my scar? Have you guys seen my belly scar? Do I want to do this on live stream? Do I want to do this? I don't want to do this, do I? So imagine this is the top part of my belly. That's the bottom part of my belly. This is the scar, and there used to be 8 inches of me where that scar now is. Okay. No, Kashi, you. So now if I rub my fingers either side of that scar line without looking, it feels like I'm rubbing my belly 8 inches apart. But I'm not. It's just that far apart. It is the most insane banhammer. Boom. Good job. I left that there just for you, Lizzie. I don't mind if people ask me questions. It's just, you know what I mean? Come on, really? Are you that new to the channel? I digress. So, yeah, it's the most surreal sensation, because my fingers are now 1 inch apart, but running them either side of the scar, I feel like I'm just like touching. Anywho, so the other thing, and I don't talk about this often, but I guess, look, you guys, I've got, oh, Kathy Fit in the house, so glad you're here. Okay, we got a lot of Steph's fans in here, so I got a good trans following. Love you guys, huge hugs. A lot of creators in here. I trust you guys more than pretty much anyone that I don't actually know in real life. So I reckon I've got a good little gang here, and I feel comfortable sharing this. Okay. Okay. So here's what I'm going to share. Now this part I'm going to do a little story about male anatomy here, which I still have bits of. Okay. I don't normally answer questions of have I had that operation done yet, but being as that's going to be part of the video, part of my channel next year, it's not really going to be a surprise. So, okay. So, yeah, phantom belly syndrome, right? So, okay. It really is phantom belly. Here's the other thing, okay? And this is going to be graphic, okay? Oh, go away, Kashi, you're a tool. Right, so, now then. Parts of my anatomy are still in the configuration that I was born with, okay? Which includes, boy bits, okay? Now then, this was a surprise. This was a surprise. When my parts of my stomach and everything were pulled together, it also pulled my groin area up. It tightened that part of my anatomy. I wasn't really aware of this, and if I'm honest, I'm not a big fan of that part of me, okay? That's all going to be fixed soon. But I wasn't aware that this had been reconfigured. Not reconfigured, but, had changed somewhat and was now much tighter than what I was used to. Long story short, went to the bathroom, almost pissed on the ceiling. Because everything had been pulled tight. And my aim was well off. So there you go. So if you're overweight and you've got those bits of anatomy in place, there's a warning for, perhaps not all of us, but there's a warning there. Yeah. So that was a surprise. Anywho, that's my other little anatomy story, which I feel comfortable sharing for some strange reason. I normally don't talk anatomy, just because it's not cool to ask trans people about their anatomy. It's just not. But what the hell, full disclosure, right? So there you go. I'll have a drink now. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Surprise! Anywho, yeah. Right then, what are we talking about next? What are we going to talk about? What have we got going on? What are we going to talk about next? Yeah. Oh, Steph, there was a comment. I'm going to read through the chat and see. Oh, Lauren, honestly, I like to think I'm pretty tough when it comes to surgery. I've had everything done, and I'm normally like local anesthetic, and I'm drinking Monster. Sugar-free Monster Energy Ultra. It's the drink of champions. Am I bleeding? Any blood showing there? No, we're good. I'm pretty brave when it comes to surgery, and given the option, I will always go for local anesthetic. I want to be awake and see what's going on. Sedate me. I don't want to feel the pain because that'll suck and that's just needless. But I prefer good point, Robbie, coming right up. So I want to be awake and see what's going on. But for my abdominoplasty and arm lift, I had to be, full anesthetic, unconscious, and I was lying on the operating table. I was lying in the, the anesthesiologist was with me, and there were several other people, and I was in Estonia, and nobody in the room with me could speak English. And I felt genuine fear. Now, I always get a little bit anxious just before surgery, but I was lying there, and I was so close. I was so close to aborting the surgery. Out of nowhere, I just had fear, terror. I wanted to run away. And in the past, I've been able to have like a pre-anesthetic, which just takes the edge off it, and then but my anxiety, and I was lying there, and I could hear the beep, 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 and the more I was listening to the beep, the more I could hear my pulse going beep, 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 and I could feel myself. I could taste the adrenaline. They get that fight or flight response. So yeah, guys, look, and as much as I'm pretty brave when it comes to surgery, for a little while I was bricking it in Estonia for a few minutes right before surgery. Possibly for the first time in my life, I thought, I really hope I don't die on this one. Don't know why. I think it was just because there was nobody around that could speak English, and I was trying to tell them. I normally have a bad gag, so right after anesthesia, if it's a local anesthetic, I start to gag straight after surgery, and because I get dizzy when I'm lying flat on my back, I need to sit up or I start to gag. But I couldn't explain this, and there's something that you can apply. My friend Sammy told me this. There's something that you can apply at the end of a general anaesthetic, which takes that away. And for the life of me, I couldn't remember what it was called, and I couldn't explain to the anaesthesiologist, or anaesthetist, I can't remember what they called, that I need that. So I was getting super, super, super anxious. Katie, okay, I have a question, if I may. Is it okay if I ask, I hate this phrase. I'm so sorry if this is inappropriate. Are you post? I'm guessing that you are, based on what you've just said. I have a question about that, which I've yet to get satisfactorily answered. Just a curious question. So while, let's see, Deadpool 2, oh my gosh, Deadpool 2. Deadpool 2 is better than Deadpool in every possible way. Except perhaps for the fact that it's Deadpool 1 was such a surprisingly good film. Deadpool 2 is even better in every way. It's amazing, it has cameos, it swears. Deadpool 2, if you like Marvel films, if you like superhero films, if you don't like superhero films, still go and see Deadpool 2. It is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And there's almost nothing I can say about it that isn't a spoiler, other than it's amazing. Brenda's World! Hi, how are you? I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to the stream. Why did I sing that? That was a bit random. In other news, I watched, mind blown, I watched that Hugh Jackman film, the film about Barnum, The Greatest Showman. What an amazing film. How have I never seen that before? What an amazing... The songs have been stuck in my head since last night when I watched the film. Greatest Showman. What a film. Not as good as Deadpool 2, but what a film. Oh, good. Can I ask you a question about it? And I'm just curious. Without being too graphic. You know when you go to the toilet? How different does all that feel? I'm just curious. Because I'm going through GRS next year. With Sapone's assistant in Thailand, and I think I'm going with that surgeon. I think I am. So I'm just curious as to know how that feels. That's one of those awkward questions. There was something else. Oh, hair. I want to talk about hair. Hair on my head. Now then, have you noticed that here on my temple, I've got this weird fuzzy patch which comes and goes, and sometimes I don't have a bald patch, and other times I have this like bald patch right here on my head. So yeah, but you know, does it feel like it's coming from a different place, Katie? Do you know what I mean? Does it feel like, I don't know, I don't want to say it, it doesn't sound so gross. Maybe I'll have to DM you. So this bald spot, it's not really a bald spot, but it's like a fine spot of hair right here, okay? That's because all my hair from here back is a weave. These are all weave extensions. And what you're looking at here is my natural fine hair. And because it's in weaves, it's in cornrows, it's pulled back quite tight, which then makes it look even finer. So what you're seeing here is kind of like my natural fuzzy hair that's pulled tight against my head. Well, on Thursday, the weaves are all coming out. And then on Friday, I'm going to be at the Lucinda Ellery Clinic, and I'm having a brand new, thing called I've forgotten the name, but it's basically my natural hair will be here, but it grows through this, it's extensions, but it's extensions like on a full head closure. So I'm basically going to have hair down to here again, huge hair, and then I am getting really shy. I don't like asking people awkward questions. People can ask me kind of anything, and then I either just insult you or I'll answer. But I don't like asking other people potentially uncomfortable stuff, because I don't want people to feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm having, yeah, I can't wait. It's like a super hair system. Thank you, Katie. That's a really awesome description. That's amazing. I love that. Cool. And yes, I am going to record that. So yeah, so basically, whereas at the moment my own hair is like in cornrows, so it's all tied really tight, and then I have extensions bonded to the cornrows. So all of this, okay, so if you can see it here, the blonde is actually my natural hair, and then the dark brown are extensions, and the extensions are weaved into the cornrows which are on the top of my head, but in the back of my head I just leave that. It's just my natural hair then. So, but the problem is what happens is as the row, I can do this. Look, dun, 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 dun. That looks weirder on camera than I was expecting. So I can basically move the corn because they've grown out now. You can sort of move the cornrows because there's about a centimetre of play in them. It does that. Which means that after a few weeks, I get this bald bit where it starts to slide back. They contract. Well, I won't have that with the full closure system because that'll stay the same size. So it'll lift up slightly, but it won't retract or extend. So it'll basically look great for the whole length. Hello, cats. How are you doing? Amber and Tilly are down there. They're wondering why they haven't been fed yet. Because they're such moochers. Katie's amazing. I love Katie. So yeah, so that's happening, and I am video blogging the whole thing. I'm really looking forward to it. In fact, they're making a big deal of it. They want to use it as like a promotion thing, so we're going to do like a semi-sponsored show from the place. It's going to be a maze. Yeah, me too. I'm really looking forward to it because I've seen the before and afters, and they are top shelf. They are absolutely off the wall, incredible looking. Lucinda Ellery. I can't wait to get it done. Can't wait. What else? What else is there to cover? Yeah, you know what? Here's a weird thing. A post. Steph Sanjati posted a new. Hi Cooper. Steph Sanjati, she posted a new video, and some of my trailer often pops up on Steph's channel, and I seem to have a lot of people who subscribe to me and Steph at the same time, which is awesome. But I noticed whenever Steph posts a new video, I seem to get like a ton of new subscribers. So I think what you're saying must be right. I think I gained about 100 subscribers when Steph posted a new video, which is awesome and seriously welcome, because Steph has got such a nice following. Steph's fans are amazing. They're really, really nice people. So it's so nice to sort of share them. And yes, that is a Roland TD30 custom concert kit, I think. Why am I making fish noises? Totally forgot. Yeah, but yeah, let's. And yeah, if anybody's got if any of you have a YouTube channel right now, just by all means promote your channel. I'm all about other YouTube creators doing their own YouTube thing. Speaking of which, Paul is in the chat somewhere. Paul Clark. And he's just launched, he edits, so there's two people who do editing on my channel, and Paul does a lot of editing. He edits like loads of the shows, and he's just done a little birdie video. So if Paul comes back up, then go and look at his bird video. It is so amazing. He hand feeds a wild bird. It's so bizarre. By all means, yeah, so right now, if anybody is in the channel who has their own channel, say me too or something. Oh no, you can't say that now, can we? That's been appropriated. But by all means, put links to your channels and share each other's channels like crazy, and go and subscribe to each other, because honestly, YouTube creators are such an amazing bunch of people, and everyone, I love how we all help each other. So go nuts. Share your videos away. It's fine. I had something to say. Meta mumbling is so cool. And I'm drinking the candy the wrong way. Boom. I want to talk about my new channel and I can't, because it's still super secret. Right then, what else? So in terms of healing, yeah, a gay and dark, that's a winning formula. Right there. I love that. I love that. I do the same thing. I did my trailers are doing like a he to she thing. And part of me is so cringe because that's such an old Daily Mail headline off of the past. But you know what? It gets clicks. And since I've changed my campaign, here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing about when I launched my channel, I did not mention trans for about a year. Didn't mention it at all. It was not going to be part of my channel, I'll be honest with you. It was all going to be about weight loss and, you know, the journey and trans. I actively didn't want to use the whole trans card. The problem is, other people were. People were attacking my channel for being a trans YouTuber, even though that had nothing to do with any of my content. And I got really sick of other people, particularly haters, using the trans thing negatively on my own channel. It was like, oh, really? There's nothing about trans in my content, and yet you're attacking the fact that I'm trans? And even though I don't really care much, I don't care about hate, I just mock it. It still frustrated me that people were using that as a, you know, so I thought, you know what, sorry, I'm just going to own this. So I then rebranded my channel, added trans to it, and you know what, it's good marketing, it's worked. I know it's a little bit cynical, but by covering some trans topics, I think it's helped. And I think being as I'm nearly 50, and I've been, you know, I was born trans, I guess, as soon as I became aware that there were boys and girls in nursery, so, you know, like 45 years ago. It's been a part of my life. So I've got a lot to say about trans issues. Been there, worn the t-shirt. So I started adding trans as a topic to the channel, and it's really helped actually. It's not a trans channel, but I do cover trans topics, so I think that's fair. Oh, of course, guys, seriously, promote away. I have plans to become a much bigger part of developing creators and helping other creators to grow their channels. It's a big part of what I want to focus on in the future. So yeah, by all means, cross promote yourself silly. That's absolutely fine. This is an awkward dead space because I've forgotten. I did have a bunch of really funny one-liners, but I forgot to cue those up. And I had some video, which every single show I forget to put the content up that I've planned all week to do. Just never seems to happen. So, Hey, Lizzie Dean in there with the mod tools. Look at you. Oh, thank you, Lauren. She's yeah, well, I haven't noticed her on You Now for a while. I used to watch all her You Now shows, but I don't get notifications anymore. I don't know why. Coming for your brand. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, Steph is good. Who you know, Steph, is a little bit. That said, I can't talk. Mine is all over the place too. We never seem to have a real subject. Steph just seems to do get ready with me videos, which I really like. She did one. Do you remember the one she did about? She was singing the Kesha song on it, and it was so funny. So yeah, I quite like Steph's You Know channel. I didn't know she did Sundays. She used to do Sunday. She used to do Fridays, didn't she? I guess she does it whenever now. It's a good drum set. I should go and play some drums, shouldn't I? But that would be weird because there's no audio over there, and you wouldn't really hear it very well. I love playing the drums. In fact, I'm going to do a couple of songs as soon as this stream is done. I'm really struggling with Drumming Pool song, and yeah, well, there's another mod dealt with that. Yeah, you aren't needed, Pam. Another mod dealt with that. It does that all the time. When I'm trying to mod in Nick's channel, it's like, yeah, somebody else did that. Pfft, you're too slow. Too slow. Yeah, I'm really, I'm really trying to learn the Drumming Pool bodies, but it's such a tricky drum track to nail down. So I'll practice that a little bit later. Okay, what else? What else is there? I know there were other topics I had lined up, and I've completely forgotten. I see you've covered my blood falling out. That was good. We've covered leg surgery. Done a little bit of transy stuff, which was good. I tell you what I haven't done. I think I may have mentioned this briefly on last week's chat, is now being a size 12 to 14. Oh my god, that's so amazing. And I've just done a clothing haul video, I've just shot that. And it's so weird to go from being a size 30 plus to getting down to a size 12 to 14. That is so cool. It is an electric drum. Well, it's technically, the drum itself is just, it's basically it's a normal, it's just like an acoustic drum or a snare, but it has a mesh head on it. But it has an electronic pickup inside, a little bit like how an electric guitar works. And then the pickup transfers the strike information to the electronic drum kit, and that then creates the sound. So it plays just like an acoustic kit, or very similar to an acoustic kit, but it's actually an electronic kit. Whereas typically, if you look at that pad right there, that's an old school, rubber electronic pad. But all those V pads and the V cymbals, they play just like acoustics, and they're amazing. But I've got some of those other ones, those old, where is it? That one there. I bought a few of those old basic ones for like cowbell and percussion sounds. So it doesn't really matter how I play. You don't need to put a skin on those. I just use them as sound pads. There's a couple you can't see over this side as well, but I use one for the China, and I use one for ones that don't really have an awful lot of tactile feedback. But the main drums and the toms are all skins. Yes, I do. I got Russian lashes on. They're semi-permanent, so I have them topped up every month. No, every 2 weeks. So they just say, "Thank you, JLo." I'm 6 foot tall, Kathy. I'm never going to get down to a size 10. It's never ever going to happen. I'll be honest, some of the size 12 stuff is a little snug. So I think, and I've got really big boobs. I'm like, as I've lost weight, my boob cup size, I'm up to an E now. So I'm not going to, I'm 6 foot tall. I do bodybuilding, so I'm broad. 12 is a challenge. I can wear tight t-shirts, 10 to 12. But my normal stuff is going to be 14, I think, to be honest, just because of size. That is a TD30. Let me just double check. Yeah, it's a TD30 brain. Just a good brain. Oh, well, you know, the kittens are... Oh, Linz, hi, how are you? Guys, Linz Brewer, I don't know if you know, Linz Brewer's like been around forever. Linz and I used to play World of Warcraft back when I was a thing, back when World of Warcraft was vanilla. And that is not a good shot of my arse that I just saw coming up on the preview. See that bum shot right there? That's why I want bum surgery. Dear God, what was I thinking putting that up on live? The kittens are fine. Well, they're not really kittens, they're cats. Well, Tilly's a kitten, Amber's a cat. Tilly's a year old and Amber's nearly 2. Lashes are hard. So who's got a makeup channel? Who's got a makeup channel here? Because here's the thing. I've just recertified my Mac Pro, and I'm also doing the Urban Way as soon as they ship up in the local store and start putting the course back on. So and I've got my old makeup qualifications. So I'm going to start. Here's the problem that I face: as the weight loss comes to an end, there's not really going to be much I can talk about regarding weight loss, and so I'm moving into makeup. I'm going to start doing some makeup looks and things. But I'm not sure, it's a tricky one to get right because there's a lot of makeup channels, but I really wanted to cover more makeup. So that's for this channel. That's despite what my poll alluded to. Did I miss why there is an ongoing sort of guitar riff? No, it's just backing music. It's just because it makes the bits when I don't talk sound more interesting, I hope. You didn't miss that. It's literally a little sound that plays. Oh, I kind of still play. Hi, Melanie Champagne. That's a cool name. Well, thank you. You're very welcome. And thanks for joining in. So I still play WoW, but only when the expansions land. And I miss it. I miss it so much. You know, and some of those days, Lizzie, when we used to play, and things like Origman and The City, and I'm sorry if I'm geeking out a bit on World of Warcraft, but I put like a year of real time into the first 2 years of World of Warcraft. That's how much I played that game. And now, some of the places that I used to go to, I was there so often looking at them through a computer screen. It feels like they're actual memories of places I went to. That's how much I used to play World of Warcraft, which sounds so sad now that I think about it. But I put so much time into World of Warcraft that it feels like this was a real place that I went to. And now so much has changed that when I go back to World of Warcraft, everything just seems so different now. But I miss it. Oh, I miss it so badly. But unfortunately, and this is the downside, as much as I had an amazing time playing World of Warcraft, and for a little while I played it so much that I was actually able to make an income from trading gold in the game. It just sucked my life away. And so I had an amazing time playing World of Warcraft, but for 2 or 3 years, I played to the point where I got into a guild, which is like a group of players, which were the second most advanced guild in Europe. We had a world second on the second expansion. So I put so much time into playing that game that my actual life came to a stop. Everything, career development, everything just went down the pan. So that's why I daren't go back, because it just took my life. for a few years. Had a great time, but no productivity happened. YouTube would never happen if I was still playing World of Warcraft semi-professionally like that again. Oh, Jules, oh, I'm going to miss you. I mean, we've only got about a quarter of an hour of the stream left anyway. But thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate you jumping in here and joining in, and that's amazing. So yeah, I have yet to get into Strictly Come Dancing. I know, Jean. I know. I keep seeing your comments saying that you keep missing the stream, and yet here you are. Hurrah! Glad to have you. Well, yeah. I was in the middle of doing a master's degree when World of Warcraft dropped, and the plan was to have done a PhD, you know, in that time period. Literally, my master's, my PhD were put back 3 years because of World of Warcraft. So there you go. Got them now, but like everything went on hold. So I have such little amount of free time. I mean, the rest of the world all finished God of War like a month ago. I finished it yesterday. I finally finished God of War. It took me that long to finish, you know, a not particularly long game. And that's the only game I've played in the last few months. So go figure. Yeah, I know. They really suck you in. Well, I might have been in that show, actually. There was a TV show that I was on. And at the time I was playing World of Warcraft, I was pre-transition, so I was still my old male me. And but my in-game character was female. And it was a little bit odd because I was playing as... Nobody knew, you know, I didn't really talk about who I was in the real world while playing, you know, World of Warcraft. And it was, I think it was one, and from my point of view, it was actually a big stepping stone to my transition, because I played in World of Warcraft as if I'd already transitioned. I actually got used to social interactions and being treated as a female gamer in World of Warcraft, which sounds insane now that I'm actually talking about this. But a TV documentary, they even came to where I worked to do an interview on it, and how... So at the time, my online presence was more me than my real life, which is probably why I sunk so much time into World of Warcraft, if I'm honest, because when I came out of that online game, that online world and the community and the people that I'd met, I was going back to old me. I didn't like it. So, wow, that was a bit deep. Where did that come from? Yeah, I like Solitaire. Microsoft bundles some really good free Solitaire games. They really do. They're so good. So, yeah, PS4. I love Battlefront. Battlefield, the original Battlefield 1942. I think that's still my favourite multiplayer game. Although I quite like GTA 5. How would... No, I played an undead warlock called Dynastreniad, which then became a blood elf warlock once I could change races for Burning Crusade. I think that's when it happened. And I was the first... No, I was the second level 70 character on our server in Burning Crusade. But I was the first vanilla character to gain the Lawmaster achievement, which is to complete every single quest in the game. And I can remember the days I ground into that achievement. Because it was one of the new achievements that came along pre-expansion. Sorry guys, nobody even knows what we're talking about here. This is so specific to World of Warcraft Vanilla. But I was the first person to get the Lawmaster achievement. Anywho, what? You plugged that channel, Casey. I was on one side. I'm not quite sure what that means. It was Horde. Yeah, it's true, Linz. We had good times back in those early guilds. We were exploring new areas together and helping each other out on quests and missions and all of that. It was amazing. Amazing times. So how are the arms? Well, we covered the arms a little while ago, but here's how the arms are. Do you want to who wants to hear a fun story about my arm? Here's a fun. I'm gonna give you a fun but gross arm story, okay? And if you follow me on Facebook, you've probably already seen this story, but I'm gonna cover what happened to my arms. So Monday morning. I noticed I had one of these bandages on. And Monday morning, I woke up, as you do, in bed. And my arm was a little sticky feeling. Okay? And if you don't like blood, this may be a time to mute. Blood is going to happen literally in the very next line. So when I woke up, there was blood everywhere. And I touched my arm, red hand. And I looked at the side, my pillow was red, my bed was red. I looked like I'd been having fun times with, what's his face from Nightmare on Elm Street, you know? Blood everywhere. It was not, I was like, oh, okay. Checked the bandage and it was absolutely saturated. Blood was oozing out. It was really, really grim. So took the bandage off and blood was just going it was like a Cronenberg movie. The blood was just like, oh, that's really messy. It was coming out like, yeah. So, and I couldn't stop the bleeding. I managed to like put pressure on and it was like coming out through my fingers and it was just coming out of everywhere. So I went through like 4 packs of bandages and I just could not stop the bleeding. So I had to phone an ambulance, which was really, honestly, because I was like, well, I can't go anywhere because I can kind of stop the bleeding if I apply a lot of pressure. But I can't really drive if I do that. I can't steer with my face. I mean, I was thinking I could perhaps bite the steering wheel or something. And my car does have a pilot assist mode. It'll steer for itself, but it has limitations, right? I mean, it's fancy and all, but it's, you know. So I phoned an ambulance. So I said, look, I'm not going to die, but my blood is falling out. And it's really messy. So they sent an ambulance. And I was thinking worst case scenario here. I was thinking I've popped a stitch and this is going badly. And oh no. Ambulance came, they cleaned everything up. They kind of stopped the bleeding. Well, no, before the ambulance then got here, the bleeding had stopped on its own, but it was still really messy. And I was out of bandages. I was like, this is really bad. Ambulance got here, cleaned everything up, applied a new dressing. But basically what had happened was there was a hematoma, which had happened during surgery. And the liposuction fluid is an anticoagulant, and so it was not clotting properly. It was just kind of gloopy, and the blood was purple. It was dark purple. So it wasn't fresh blood. It was old, stale blood from like the surgery, you know, the week before. So it was fine. It was just blood that had been, and I didn't know this. I swear I did not know this until I spoke to the nurses. Okay. But did you, and perhaps, I mean, do you see this here? Do you see this bruising? And this bruising? Now, I know that bruising is a reaction to an injury, but what I didn't know is that is actually blood that's pooled under the skin, okay? Now, this arm here was purple. I don't remember the video from last week, but this was massively bruised and very, very swollen. And basically, the blood that was coming out was the bruising, was the hematoma, was the swelling, and quite a bit of liposuction fluid was just draining from the wound. The stitches hadn't popped, it's just the gaps in between hadn't healed, they hadn't sealed, and so this stuff was just pouring out, okay? Bandage got fixed, but I was saturating bandages still. So then I went to the nurse on Thursday, changed the dressing, and the blood at the doctor's office pouring out. Took a wipe to it, just more and more blood. Eventually stopped the blood. Thursday, oh, that was on the Wednesday. Thursday, went to get my lashes done at my friend's house. Felt my arm felt a bit sticky. Yeah, guess what? Yet again, Thursday, in my friend's house, blood pouring out. Now then, you'll enjoy this, and if you watch Grey's Anatomy, you're really going to enjoy this. The problem was, didn't actually have any bloody bandages with me, or clean clothes, okay? So, and I'm covered in blood, and my friend's bathroom is covered in blood, and it looks like, you know, just blood everywhere. So, jury rig, thinking fast, sanitary towel, and cling film. Field bandaging, sanitary towel on the end of my arm, and cling film. Now here's the thing, okay, and it occurred to me at this point, all my life I've kind of been a little bit, oh, I don't really need sanitary towels, and it feels like a rite of passage, you know, to need sanitary towels at some point. So it was kind of surreal to finally need a sanitary towel, but on my arm, which is an odd thought to have, I admit. But there we go, you know, that's what happens. So finally, I've needed to use a sanitary towel. I digress. So, sanitary towel on my arm, cling film. And by the way, I mean, I'm quite new to using these things. Oh my God, they are really good at soaking up blood, which I guess is kind of their point, right? But wow, I mean, impressed. Anywho, so Friday, I go to the local shop, buy a pack of you know, extra heavy tenor ladies, and up until this morning, I've basically been going around with the sanitary towels strapped to my arm. True story. Amazing. Haven't dripped a drop of blood since. But what's been really good is because they have like a wicking effect. They draw fluid. What am I doing with my hand here? This is gross. Why am I still doing this? I'm going to stop now. So while they have a wicking effect, what it's actually done is drawn the bruising. Yes, like pads. And that is way too much information, possibly. So it's drawn the bruising out because it's just soaked it out of my arm. And so now the bruising is gone. Well, no, the bruising, it's still a little bit of bruising there, but it's like, yeah, I've literally watched the bruising being sucked out of my arm by a tenor lady. RPM Nexus, how are you doing? Thanks for joining. And yeah, and the swelling has gone down, and I haven't had a drop of blood since. And with these bandages, right here, my 2 fingers are now, very quickly after applying a new bandage, I'd see spotting right here where the blood was starting to soak through. So I think it's a good topic too. It's a little bit gross. But hey, look at this engagement. Nobody's dropped off while I've been talking about strapping sanitary towels to my arm with cling film. So wow, you guys, I found a topic. This has been a good... I haven't stopped talking. I've really enjoyed this. I've had such an eventful week. I love you too, Namain McGee. And that's a really good name. I like anybody McGee. McGee's my favourite character in CSI. No, NCIS. I love McGee. McGee's cool. Thank you, Banana Veggie. And that is a really cool name. Banana Veggie. I like bananas. I did a thing. Right, so... I lie quite a lot. No, not lie. Bullshit, okay? So, I do... I do this thing where... when I say lie... So, for example, I did a live stream while I was in... I do this thing while I was... What was I even saying? Oh yeah, so I did a live stream a week and a bit ago in Estonia. And I made a joke that I'd never had a banana before, and that Estonia was amazing because the food comes pre-packaged in its own disposable wrapper. And I was using a banana. And I swear, and this is where it becomes a problem, there were several people, have you never seen a banana before? I'm like, yeah. Oh. And then I find it really hard to explain things. Like, so Americans in particular often don't get me. And I find stuff funny which nobody else does. And I'll often say things which I know will confuse people, which I find hilarious, which I know isn't funny to anybody else in the world. Like, I keep referring to the president as the king, so I keep referring to King Obama. But it's only because it's kind of a revenge thing, because Americans keep thinking I live in England, and they'll keep saying things to me like, oh, I got a friend in England, you might know him. I'm like, okay, I'm just a little village, you know, and also I'm not from England, I'm from Wales, and what? So, you know, and I get Americans frequently, and look, don't get me wrong, I'm not having to go to Americans, I freaking love Americans, I want to live in America as soon as I possibly can, because despite all the really bad stuff, you've also got some amazing good stuff, and it's mostly much warmer than where I live, and I'm not compatible with the cold. Cold makes me sad, and it makes me grumpy, and America has Mickey Mouse. So, you know, forgotten what I was saying. I went off on a tangent there and I've lost my way home. What was I saying? Humor. So because you know, Americans often get stuff really wrong, I'll kind of do the. So here's give you an example of a joke which I personally find hilarious. Nobody else gets apart from me, but I still do it because I think it's really funny. It's not. I'm going to share it anyway. So, when I'm in America, American customer service, which is always amazing, will often answer things in a future tense, which I find really odd and a constant source of amusement. For example, I will say, "Excuse me, miss, where is the restroom?" To which the reply from the American person will be, "That's going to be over there on your left, ma'am." I'm like, okay, but where is it now? Now, to me, you know, chances are you probably don't even understand what I just said, but Americans will often refer to things in a future tense. So I'll say something, I'll say, "Oh, how much does that cost?" And they'll say, "That's going to be $10. I'm like, okay, and today? Because I want to, you know, I'm explaining, I don't know where I'm going with this, because literally nobody is going to understand what I'm talking about, and I'm suspecting this was a comedy gambit on a one-way trip to Nowhereville. I'm just going to bug out that little gambit, because nobody's going to understand why I think that's funny. Yay, Kathy gets me. So, anyway, okay, right then, where are we? It's almost time. We're talking about bananas. Yeah, this happens. Look, honestly, if you're new to the stream, sorry, they get sidetracked so easily. I don't know how, I swear, I've no idea how this happens. I'll kind of just have a couple of topics to talk about, which we will invariably burn through in the first 10 minutes. And then somehow we end up talking for another hour and a half. And I've got to watch these videos back to know what the hell we just talked about. Because I don't know how this even happens. I wasn't even angry about anything, but we just sort of witter and bimble around. So I think my cats are now very hungry, and they're really looking unhappy with me. I know you're unhappy with me, cats, and I know you can't speak English or understand anything I'm saying. I know, meow. But I'm still going to talk to you because, you know, that's what humans do. Yes, food will be soon. I know, food will be soon. Oh, poor Tilly. Tilly's got a runny nose. Tilly has FCV, so she gets colds all the time, poor little thing. So I think it's time to wrap this one up. As always, I cannot thank you enough for joining in this stream. Sincerely, I don't like people very much as a rule, and every single week I run a live stream and I get you guys in here and we chat and we hang out and I just talk crap and you listen and you feedback and you engage, and you guys are amazing. YouTube is blowing me away, absolutely blowing me away, and I cannot wait to launch the new channel for that very reason. Thank you so much for joining in the live stream. If you would be so kind, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all of that stuff. And I will see you next Sunday. And there's loads of videos coming up. If you're new to, if you're thinking of doing a YouTube channel, look on my channel favorite channels list on my homepage and look for Nick Nimmin and look for Brian G. Johnson, and they will help you build your channel. Look for the people in here right now, like Kathy and like Pam and like Lizzie, and basically everybody is like a creator in here. Subscribe to these channels because seriously, YouTube is amazing. It's life-changing. It's the best thing. So sincerely, thank you so much for watching, And like this was such a good show. It's such a good time. Thank you so much. I love you guys so much. You've no idea. And I will see you all in the next stream. And now I'm going to press the end button, and you have that awkward moment where I'm just sitting here waiting for the stream to stop, and it's still running. This awkward moment where everyone's still here. So awkward. So very awkward.